What's up, nail geeks? Today I have February's Holo Hookup box to show you guys today. This is themed Gothic romance, and the guest maker is Baroness X. So Cupcake Polish, Different Dimension, Glisten and Glow, and Baroness X have come up with this super vampy, gothy type box. It's gorgeous, and I think it's perfect for February's vibes. So first up, we have Different Dimension. This is Twisted Fantasy. Official description is a gray cream based linear holographic polish with added color shifting flakes and aurora shimmers. Formula on this one feels a bit on the medium side to me. It applies super creamy, and I do want to note that I think in the video and my blog post photos that the shimmer in this one is coming up a bit shy. In person, it's a cool toned gray, and it has a really nice pop of color between the flakes and the shimmer in it. You'll see it as a warmed up, like light purple in person. I think on the full hand shot here that you're going to see in a moment, you'll kind of see the flakes a little bit, but like I said, in bright lights, it is being a little bit shy. So this one builds up super quickly, and it just really applies nicely on the nail. I had no issues whatsoever with those flakes, and I had full opacity at 2 coats. This one is really creamy on how it applied, and just overall super wonderful and very opaque. Here, after top coat, I had no texture whatsoever. Everything was smooth to the touch, and in person, the holo is just really striking against the colorful flakes in here. I encourage you guys to check out my macro shots on my blog post. I think you might be able to see them just a little bit better, but do know that in person, it's a lot stronger. Next up, we have Cupcake Polish. This is Lament, and it is officially described as a cool-toned purple linear holo polish with a strong red to gold shifting aurora shimmer. So same thing with this one. I do feel like the formula on this one is a little bit heavier, and it's very buttery smooth to apply. If you go in a touch heavy-handed on it, you could probably get away with 1 coat if you have shorter nails. This is a really rich formula. Now in person, I do want to say there is just a little bit of a blue undertone to this one. This is a very rich, intense, blurbly purple in my opinion. The holo on it is very strong, and in person, once again, I feel like the color shifting aurora shimmer in here is just being a little bit shy, but you're kind of getting the picture on the second coat here. There's a very strong pinky, almost fuchsia, just very vibrant inner depth, just giving this overall really nice glow here. On extreme angles, you can see it come out to play as a green shift, and it just really complements that base color very nicely. No texture issues whatsoever with this one. Like I said, this is super smooth, buttery application, very similar to the Different Dimension. I think overall this entire box had an absolute beautiful formula between all 4 makers. I would recommend a glossy top coat on this one, and it really makes those shimmers and the holo pop on this one. This one is crazy purpley blue. Purple lovers will be very pleased with it. Next up, we have Glisten and Glow. This is Dark and Dangerous. Official description is a blackened purple linear holo with platinum flakes. So every single polish in this box had something just a little bit extra going on. So I'm repeating myself again that there is another element here that I think is being shy on the video as well as my blog photos. So I would describe this one personally as more of a plummy eggplant type purple. It's very rich, dark, and vampy. The formula on it is super buttery, glossy, smooth on application. This is another one I think if you go super heavy-handed, you could probably get away with 1 coat. I personally recommend two like thin coats, and it really layers on those flakes. In person, the silver flakes in here are just really obvious. You can definitely see them on the nail. I think my camera is more focusing on the holo of this one, which is also very strong. You can see a really rich, easy rainbow across the nail against that dark base. Overall, those flakes lay down nice and flat for me. I had no problems picking them up on the brush, and just side note, I do give bottles a good shake before I apply, and easy, smooth sailing with this one. No texture after top coat, and like I said, I think any top coat on this one will really be just fine, as the formula on it does dry down quite a bit on the glossy side. In person, here on that full mani shot, you can kind of see those flakes sparkling. They're much more obvious in person than my swatches or this video show. Finally, we have the Guest Maker's Polish. This is Bloodletting. Official description is a deep berry jelly base lunar hollow. It's filled with red metallic microflakes and inspired by the blood red velvet. So formula on this one, I know it's described as a jelly, but it does apply very rich and opaque as well, just like the other three. I do recommend going in with 2 normal coats on this one, and you're going to be just fine. It starts off a little bit on the lighter side, and then true to the jelly description, it definitely builds also on that second coat. Or if you decide to go in with thin coats and go to 3 coats, then you'll see it really build up to that lovely berry toned color. In person, this is very strong holographic, and you'll see these really pretty little tiny red flakes in person. It's being a bit shy here. Once again, I think that's a pretty good theme for all 4 in this box. There's just something extra going on with each one. So in person, those little flakes are very densely scattered all over the nail, and it kind of gives an extra sparkle overall, and they just behave very well with the polish. You probably won't even notice that they're in there until you apply, and you'll see them, and it just gives a nice warmed up depth overall. After top coating, I had no texture whatsoever. This was super smooth sailing. All of the polishes in this box, I can safely say they were wonderful to work with, and they were just very, very buttery smooth to apply, every single one of them. So finally, I did some nail art with the polishes in this box, and I usually am a pretty big fan of Valentine's or Gothic romance, if you will, theme for nail art. So I'm going in, and I'm just going to show you guys real quick some tutorials that I did with each of the polishes from this box. The first one I did was over the different dimension, and I'm using a plate from the Born Pretty store. The specific name of it is the Celebration Plate in BPXL014. So I'm going in with the Baroness X from this box, as well as a green polish from Moonflower Polish, and I'm just coloring in my stamp. The black polish I used for stamping here was Funky Fingers Dark Night. If you've seen my previous nail art video for the holidays, I raved over that one. I highly recommend that one as an affordable stamping polish now that I am out of my Moonflower Black. But I digress. So here I stamped the image on a clear jelly stamper that I got from Amazon, and I'm just coloring in the roses on this image, and then I'm going to go in with the green and color in the leaves as well. So when you make a decal like this, sometimes you, depending on what you're wanting to do with it, you can go in with a top coat and just kind of go over this stamper with your top coat and then let it dry, and then you can pull the image up that way. This way I am just stamping that advanced colored in decal right over onto my nail without the top coat over the stamp. I do apply 1 layer of top coat on my nail and let it get quite tacky, and then I find that the dried image on the stamper picks up very, very well for me. So the different dimension and the Baroness X are used in this look, and I think they just really complement each other very, very well. I was trying to go for more of a stained glass kind of look. For the second look, I'm going over the cupcake polish in the box, and I'm using a pink Esmalte de Kelly, and this is a stamping polish from her that is a very light baby pink. And I really felt like the pink, I wanted to complement the shimmer, like the glow that I was seeing in the polish itself. So I'm just going in with some hearts and arrows and just doing a really simple, just 1 stamp look over it. After top coat, it really just made everything pop. And like I said, I'm a huge sucker for Valentine's images in nail art. So I felt like this was super appropriate, and I kind of went for a more super softy kind of vibes with the nail art that I chose for this box. Now the image from that the Hearts and Arrows image is also from that same Born Pretty store plate. It is the BPX L014 plate. The third look that I'm doing with the Baroness X by itself is from a Winstonia plate. This is Winstonia plate W207, and I'm just going in and doing little side hearts, kind of like almost a French style stamp, if you will. And I'm using Funky Fingers gesso, which is the white here. And I did want to show you guys, per usual on my nail art videos, if I make a mistake of some sort, I don't really want to edit it out. I want to show you guys how you can go in and fix it. So my heart came out kind of weird on my middle finger, which ironically was the one that was recording for you guys. So I'm just going in with a really thin brush and just kind of coloring in that heart just a little bit where the stamp kind of broke, and you couldn't really tell. So I waited for it to dry down after I corrected it, and then after top coat, it was smoothed out, and like I said, it's hardly noticeable once you fix it. So if you're new to stamping, just know that there is ways that you can correct a stamp if you're having a little bit of issues picking up an image, or if you're like me and use your error because you're trying to rush, you can definitely fix it. It's not a big deal, and I think if you go in with a thin enough brush, you can hardly tell there was a mistake there in the first place. So for the final look that I used in this box was all over the Glisten and Glow, and I'm using an Uber Chic plate, and this is the Love and Marriage plate 2. I'm going in over with just white Funky Fingers gesso once again, and just giving a nice cute little swirly heart look, and I'm topping it with top coat, and I think it looks absolutely adorable. So I love heart images, and any excuse for me to go a little crazy with the Valentine's theme, I was all over it. Now, the box will be up for pre-order starting Monday, January 21st at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And the pre-order will go until Monday, January 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to grab this box. They will be up for pre-order, and they will ship after the pre-order ends. I will link you guys below to Holo Hookup's website, as well as my blog post if you're interested in seeing a bit more of a written review style. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.